Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for Arrow's March releases. We have a bunch to get through here, some US and Canada only releases, which is where we're going to start. So let's just dive into Knockabout, which you can get with a original artwork slipcover and just without. Brothers and partners in crime, Yi Piao and Tai Po have made an up and down career out of being hustlers, conning everyone from bank tellers to casino dealers. One day they push their luck with the wrong man, martial arts master Chai Wu Da, but convince him to reluctantly become their teacher in hand-to-hand combat. But upon learning Chai's dangerous true nature, Yi Piao turns to another master, a portly, blinking beggar, played by Sammo Hung, trained in the ways of the monkey fist. Will this new skill defeat Chai's secret, snake style? 2K restoration by Fortune Star, both the theatrical cut and the shorter export cut. Original lossless Cantonese and Mandarin mono audio for the Hong Kong theatrical cut, plus lossless English mono for both cuts. 2 choices of English dubbed audio for the Hong Kong theatrical cut, the original export dub mono and the newer 5.1 dub created for international DVD presentations. Optional English subtitles for the Hong Kong theatrical cut, English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing for the export cut. Commentary on the Hong Kong theatrical cut by Frank Jeng and Michael Worth. Commentary on the export cut by Mike Leaner and Arn Venema. Archival interview with Sammo Hung. Archival interview with Brian Beardy Leung Kar Yan. Archival interview with Grandmasters Chang Sao Chang. A deleted Red Room scene featuring Yun Biao and Sammo Hung, and a teaser promo for the film's Japanese release. Original theatrical trailer, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. Again, I like this one a lot. It was released by Eureka last year, or was it this year? I can't remember. There's a review on my channel for this one as well if you want to know more about this film. Next up, we have Black Sunday, which again is just a US and Canada release, and this is a shame because it's a terrific film. Robert Shaw stars as Major Kabakov, an Israeli agent attempting to avert a terrorist atrocity on US soil. The weapon, a blimp laced with explosives and piloted by Michael Lander, a troubled Vietnam vet driven to strike back against the nation he believes has betrayed him. The target, the Orange Bowl Stadium, Miami. What follows is a nail-biting race against time, culminating in a spectacular aerial climax that will determine the fate of 80,000 spectators. A fantastic, high, tense thriller. I love this film, so it's a shame it's not over here. We've got an HD Blu-ray presentation, original restored lossless mono audio presented for the first time, optional restored lossless 5.1 and 2.0 stereo options, English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, brand new commentary by film scholar Joss Nelson. It Could Be Tomorrow, brand new visual essay by critic Sergio Angelini exploring the film's adaptation and production and its place within the pantheon of 70s terrorism thrillers. The directors, John Frankenheimer, an hour-long portrait of the director from 2003, including interviews with Frankenheimer, Kirk Douglas, Samuel Jackson, Roy Schneider, Roy Steiger, and others. Image gallery, reversible sleeve, and a booklet for the first pressing only. Terrific release. If you're into 70s thrillers, that you've probably already seen it. It is fantastic, highly recommended. Okay, so now on to releases for all countries, I believe. The House That Screamed. Teresa is the latest arrival at the boarding school for wayward girls run under the stern, authoritarian eye of Madame Fornow. As the newcomer becomes accustomed to the strict routines, the whip hand hierarchies among the girls, and their furtive extracurricular methods of release from within the forbidding walls of institutional life, she learns that several of her fellow students have recently vanished mysteriously. Meanwhile, tensions grow within this isolated hothouse environment as Madame Fornow's callow but curious 15-year-old son Louis ignores his mother's strict order not to get close to the tainted ladies under her ward. This is a Spanish film, which I believe was an influence on Suspiria. If not, it sounds a hell of a lot like it from that synopsis. It's a brand new 2K restoration from the original negative by Arrow Films. We've got a Blu-ray presentation of the 105-minute uncut version entitled The Finishing School, and the 94-minute US theatrical titled The House That Screamed. Original lossless English mono audio on both versions and lossless Spanish audio on the uncut version. Optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing on both versions. Brand new commentary by Anna Bogutskaya. This Boy's Innocence, a previously released interview with actor John Mulder-Brown, archive interview with Mary Maud from the 2012 edition of Festival of Fantastic Films, All About My Mama, a brand new interview with Juan Teber about the original story, The Legacy of Terror, a brand new interview with the director's son Alejandro Ibanez, Screaming Down the House, a brand new interview with Spanish horror expert Dr. Antonio Lazaro Ribol, discussing the history of the film and its director. Alternate footage from the Spanish theatrical version, original titles, TV and radio spots, image gallery, reversible sleeve, and illustrated collector's booklet for the first initial pressing. Now, I'm really quite interested in this. This is the one that I may jump on, depending how the rest of March plays out. I'm really curious about this. Then we have the original artwork slipcover, which is a Arrow website exclusive. Next, we have Boyhood limited edition Blu-ray and 4K UHD. Dreamy-eyed grade schooler Mason is facing upheaval. His struggling single mum Olivia has decided to move him and older sister Samantha to Houston as their long-absent father Mason Sr. re-enters their world. Thus begins a decade of constantly unfolding heartbreak and wonder, against the tide of family moves, of controversies, faltering marriages and remarriages, new schools, first loves, lost loves, good times and scary times that will shape him. Mason emerges to find his own road in life. I'm a big fan of Boyhood. I've got a couple of versions of it, and I think I'm probably going to stick with them at the moment. There's a 4K release, HDR10 compatible, lossless DTS HD 5.1 audio, optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Without Ambition, One Starts Nothing, a new featurette featuring American poet and critic Dan Chison in conversation with his son Louis Chison about their shared love and connection to the film. In Search of Lost Time, a new visual essay by filmmaker and critic Scout Tafoya. Before and After Boyhood, a previously unheard interview with Richard Linklater by film critic Rob Stone, author of Walk, Don't Run, The Cinema of Linklater. Richard Linklater at the BFI. Linklater discusses Boyhood and his whole career on stage appearance at the British Film Institute. Trailer, image gallery, double-sided poster and a 60-page book. Like I said, I'm not going to rush to pick that up. It may be something I get further down the line because I do love it. And because I believe there is a better release this month, and that better release is 4 Film Noir Classics Volume 2. I loved the first volume. I'm very happy to get this. So we have 4 films here. In The Suspect, a genial shopkeeper, Philip Marshall, is constantly nagged by his shrewish wife, Cora, while secretly yearning for the pretty young stenographer. When Cora falls to her death and the police are suspicious and Marshall's neighbour sees a chance for blackmail, a classic noir with an unusual Edwardian setting directed by Richard Siodmark, which is great. That's fantastic. Great cast. Good director. I'm definitely interested in that. Meanwhile, The Sleeping City sees an undercover policeman investigating a murder and narcotics racketeering in New York's Bellevue Hospital. Starring Richard Conte, Colleen Gray, this tense semi-documentary thriller was shot entirely on location by director George Sherman. In Thunder on the Hill, convicted murderer Valerie Cairns is being transported for execution when a flood strands her and the guards at the convent hospital, where Sister Mary Bonaventura becomes convinced of Valerie's innocence and sets out to find the real killer. Finally, in 6 Bridges to Cross, streetwise delinquent Jerry Floria is shot and wounded by rookie policeman Eddie Gallagher. While fleeing the scene of a robbery, despite this, the two develop a friendship as Eddie and his wife take Jerry under their wing, trying to keep him on the straight and narrow. As an adult, Jerry marries and seems to settle down until an armoured security company across the street from him is robbed of $2.5 million. This showcase of lesser-known noir classics features sterling performances from a host of screen greats, as well as taut direction, stunning cinematography, and superb screenwriting. It's 4 film noirs. I'm already sold on it. The first set was terrific. Let's have a look at the extras. HD presentations of all 4 films, original lossless mono audio on all 4 films, optional English subtitles, deaf or hard of hearing on all films, audio commentaries by leading scholars, Farron Smith name on The Suspect, Imogen Sarah Smith on The Sleeping City, Josh Nelson on Thunder in the Hill, and Sam Demon on 6 Bridges to Cross. It had to be done. A new interview in which author and scholar Alan K. Road takes a detailed look at the life and work of Robert Siodmak. The Real Deal, a new visual essay by author and critic Alexander Heller Nicholas, looking at realism and reality in The Sleeping City. Jose Arroyo on Thunder in the Hill, a new appreciation by the esteemed film scholar and critic. Style and Peace, a new visual essay by film critic John Towlson. Vintage radio play versions of The Suspect and Thunder in the Hill, starring Charles Lawton, Ela Raines, Claudette Colbert, and Barbara Rush. Fantastic. I love those, so that's a great addition. Theatrical trailers, posters and still gallery, reversible sleeves, double-sided fold-out posters for each film featuring original and newly commissioned artwork, hardback collector's booklet featuring new writing on the films by film critics Kat Ellinger, Philip Kemp, and John Towlson. This is the release of the month for me. Definitely picking this up. Like I said, the first set was fantastic. I need to get this one, full stop. So here we have March releases. We've got Boyhood, 4 film noir classics, which is the one I'm definitely getting. Black Sunday, Knockabout, The House That Screamed, which could be a possibility as well. Is there anything there that jumps out to you? Anything that really sparks that I need to get feeling that you have? I'd love to know your opinion of what you like, what you don't like. How do you feel this announcement is? It's kind of mixed. There's lots of different things going on here. Something for almost everybody, I think. So let me know in the comment box below what you're picking up. As always, there's more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. Don't forget to hit the like button, and because it really helps the videos. And then in the description box below are links to the Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. ManVFilm.